Me go ahead with my presentation. So this is the project repository. So inside this one, I do have the files like the configuration files like the MapRed, core side, and the yarn side, the configuration files, as well as the Docker file and the Python files. So let's move ahead and deep dive into the Docker file that I created from my scratch. So this is the base image that I'm using, the Ubuntu. At first, I used the Java 8 OpenJDK as a base image, but it was having some limitations when I was using the packages down here. So at first, I'm right now using the base image Ubuntu. Then I set up the environment variables like Hadoop common, Hadoop home, and MapRed. And here I set the environment variables. And over here for the Hadoop distributor file system environment, the environment variables like name node, data node, and secondary name node for HDFS, and for the resource, yet another resource negotiator, the YARN, the resource manager, and node manager. Then I install the dependencies like wget, SSH, and OpenJDK, and all the dependencies that are needed for the project. And then over here, I created the directory for the logs and then the permissions like 700 600 and then I run the I created the directories and adjust the ownership. So over here, whatever files I'm having in my local system, I'm uploading it to the Hadoop distributor file system, and I formatted the Hadoop file distributor file system so that it would delete the unnecessary files. And then for viewing it in, I exposed the Hadoop ports like 8080 and 9870. And over here, I run the Hadoop services. So I kind of automated it. So it's kind of like I created a bash script so that once I start the services, it would run the execute.sh. So it contains all the the commands that are needed. So in the execute.sh, I created a directory. So I like cd into the Hadoop environment, Hadoop setup, and then the permissions for 744 for reading and writing for the mapper and reducer. Then I created a directory input and uploaded the data set to the directory. And over here, I use the Hadoop streaming job for the MapReduce job. So it's kind of like I use the 5 as the number of tasks for the MapReduce. At first, I tried with 1, but it was taking a long time and it was not working perfectly. So when I used 5, it's kind of like working good. And then over here, running the mapper.py and reducer.py and the input and output directories. So moving on to the Python script. So over here in the mapper Python script, I'm actually doing the data pre-processing part, and the reducer, I do the data aggregation part. And these is my data set, which is kind of like a big data, which have the sales data of the big mart. And these are the files having the IDs and item names, and they are like the sales values. So let's move ahead and go and do the demonstration of the project. So let me open my terminal. So over here, okay. So let's run the Docker build -t. Let's create an image. Let's name it Hadoop image dot. So over here in Docker desktop, the Hadoop image is created, and let's run the Docker image, Docker run. minus T and Docker run, sorry, minus P, and let's define the port that we need, 8088, and then minus name and the Hadoop, like the container name. Let's name it Hadoop container, and the Docker image name Hadoop image. So it's running the Hadoop, the container. So it's starting the name nodes, the and the yarn reduce resource manager and node managers. So it's actually executing the bash script. So whatever we have, it's actually creating the input directory and uploading the data set to that one, and starting the Hadoop job. So it's kind of like running the MapReduce job. It's kind of like 100% completed. The container is up and running. So the image is up here. So let's so over here it's running and it is mapped to the port. So let's open the terminal, and so over here the data aggregation is done, and the output is in the Hadoop environment inside the container. So let's retrieve the output and analyze it. So for that, let's it's Hadoop, sorry, Hadoop fs minus so the output is right now in the Docker, so in the Hadoop distributed file system. So we need to copy that to our local system. Copy it's in camel case. Copy local, copy to local, copy to local output dot. So let's cd to output, and so the process is success, and let's see each and every output. So it's kind of like I run 5 reduced jobs, so I have the output for the 5 reduced jobs for 1, and let's inspect each and every one. 0, 0, 0, 3. 4 and 4. So these are the outputs of our data aggregation. So this is actually in the form of like key value pairs. The key is the item name and the average. Over here we have the average values, and in to the second reducer job we have the minimum sales values, here the maximum sales values, and over here the average one. So that's the output. So let's move ahead and see inside localhost. So over here, we can see that the job is finished, it succeeded, and it's running. So yeah, that's it. So it was really a great experience. It was really a great experience learning the big data system.